Hey there, savvy solopreneurs and fellow founders. This is Maisha, and I wanted to come to you with a walkthrough of what it may look like for you to test out some GPT-4 plugins in your day-to-day workflows. So to start, I have 3 tabs open. I have ChatGPT Plus. I have the GitHub issue that I've been updating weekly. I'm due for another update today, so stay tuned for that. This lists the over 600 plugins that are currently available in the ChatGPT-4 plugin store. That's a mouthful. And then I also have this article that I recently wrote with 36 essential plugins that are particularly beneficial for founders and solopreneurs. So that's what brings us here today. So once you're a ChatGPT Plus member, your user rather, you have your $20 a month version going on. And if you're anything like me, you're using ChatGPT as your first employee, that wicked personal assistant extraordinaire that's helping with all the things, then you're ready essentially to start exploring the plugins. So a great place to start is this article, which I'll link below. And I've organized the plugins, some of them, by category. So depending on if you're looking for competitor intelligence, you're looking for daily motivation as a solopreneur, or even if you're looking to find people, there's likely a plugin for you. So I want to share another resource with you before we hop into ChatGPT. And this is a site that I found in the OpenAI Discord called GPT Games. It's by an independent developer who is, I believe he wrote a script and is automatically pulling out plugins in real time as they're added to the plugin store. And this is particularly useful because you can alphabetize this list. This is my source of truth when I'm updating my manually updated list here, just so you know. So you can sort by alphabet and it'll keep this cool little counter at the top. Now, to juxtapose that against what it looks like in ChatGPT, let me show you what it looks like if you're not familiar. So I'm going to go to a new chat for us, go to ChatGPT-4, and I'm going to click on plugins. I'll do a separate video for Code Interpreter, by the way. So here you see I have 3 plugins enabled, and I'm just going to uncheck them here. You see it's not very intuitive. I'm just scrolling down to see which plugins I've actually checked. I know this one is AccessLink. There we go. Okay. So here you see ChatGPT-4 with no plugins enabled. And if you were to click on the down caret, scroll to the bottom, which if you don't have any installed, it's going to be right there in front of you, plugin store. Then you'll see how the actual plugin store is displayed in GPT. I'm just going to minimize myself here. All right. So again, from plugin store, you're going to see how GPT-4 or OpenAI is arranging these plugins. I guess it keeps disappearing because I'm moving my Loom around. So here we go. Last time. All right. So as you can see, if you wanted to see all of the plugins here, you would literally have to scroll 86 pages. I'm hovering here over the 86 pages of 8 plugins, almost said apps, but 8 plugins per page. And so that's why a site like this one is a lifesaver because they're all just here. They're scrollable. You can pop down. I can go to find PLO and I can find plural really quickly. There it is. And you can see the list with the icon and the name and a short description really easily. Now, my list doesn't have the icon, but it gets you essentially what you're looking for because they're alphabetical with the description. So it's great for browsing and getting familiar with. But again, you wouldn't know this because the way that OpenAI has chosen to display them, it's just not very intuitive. So I'm sure it will evolve. There wasn't even a search box the first week or 2 that the plugins were rolled out. So I know it'll get better, but that's just context. If you're wondering, why would I keep a manually updated list that's now grown to over 600? And it's so that I can see these at a glance. And as I add to articles like this one for founders, I can cherry pick and pull those ones that would be appropriate. All right. So now we're back to this list. And let's just pretend that we're at the very beginning of business development. Say we want to get some competitor intel. So we're going to start with maybe going on the web. So how would you get online using ChatGPT-4. So I'm just going to make a note of a couple of plugins here. And I actually don't have a category for this, and so I may add a category for this. But this is just how do you get online and do some market research. Here I'm going to make a note of SEOCore, which is market research, and GigaTutor. And then let's pretend that we are also looking for a domain name. So we're in that pre-planning stage here. So I'm going to make a couple more notes, one-word domains. And the reason that I'm writing these plugin names down is so that when we go back to this very scattered display in this plugin store, we can just search for what we want to install. So let's say you want to check out one-word domains. So we're just going to type in one. We see one-word domains here. And this plugin allows you to check the availability of a domain and then compare prices across different registrars, which is pretty cool. I'm a fan of Google domains, but I know that it's been sold. So let's just hit install. And it's a very quick install, as you see. If there's no password and login name required for the plugin, it'll be quick just like that. If there is a sign-in required, for instance, like with Zapier, you will have to sign in, and then you'll have to come back to ChatGPT. So that's just a heads up. So once you have your plugins of choice installed, you're going to use this down arrow, and you'll see one-word domains is selected. I'm also going to select AccessLink. It looks like they're alphabetized for now. They're not always alphabetized. They're often displayed haphazardly. You'll see that I have 2 prompt perfects here, which is very strange. This one with the red strike through, I cannot uninstall. So still a few little bugs here and there. But yeah, for the most part, you can scroll this list alphabetically. I'm also going to include this website chat, which will allow us to chat with any website link. So now you see that I've hit my maximum of 3 plugins that I want to use for this particular chat. Now, if we're doing market research, let's say I want to create a new journal company. So I may say, what market data do you have on the journal or low content book space? Let's just see what plugin GPT calls upon, if any. So right now it's saying that it can't fetch live data, and this is part of it. It's going to give us a generic answer. We're going to actually try to hint so that it can pick up one of these plugins. And sometimes it's like this, right? And this is good to have the trial and error and not just the perfection here. So sometimes it'll go through its thing. I think what happens with AccessLink is that it'll want you to check to enter an actual website. So low content publishing industry stats. So let's just say I were to Google list. I'm going to just pull the first link I find. And I'm just going to go back to that same chat and say, can you review the info at this site and summarize? Okay. So if you have a website that you want to look at, there's AccessLink, it's triggered, and it will actually summarize it for you. If you have a white paper that you want to review, you could add a plugin like AskMyPDF or AskYourPDF, and it can read it for you, and you can ask questions of it. So this is a really great way to summarize market data if it's on a website that you trust and know. Okay. And you see that that's what that's doing here. So that's kind of AccessLink in action. AccessLink has been one of my favorite as I've experimented with it over the last at least month. It's been reliable. It's been my go-to. And it's probably a plugin that I will always use in conjunction with another 2. So whereas when I wrote this article, I was thinking of coupling 3 together, I probably would only couple 2 together and always use AccessLink or another one that gets me on the internet. And again, I'll add a column on this category chart so you can see that trio or the 4 or 5 that can get you online. It's AccessLink. There's one called Public that can get you online. One that starts with the word web, and a few others. Now, the interesting thing is that once you've selected plugins, as I have here, you cannot change them. Okay. So as you see here, if I realize, oh, this isn't the right pairing, this isn't the right coupling of plugins that I've added, and I need something else, like that PDF one that I mentioned, I'm done. There's not much more I can do here. I would have to actually go and start another chat, add a different plugins that I'm wanting to add. So I'll keep AccessLink here. I can't even add AskYourPDF here because I already have 3 enabled. So I would have to delete the ones that are here or remove them. And again, I'm scrolling. So I had one word domains, which I meant to try out, and website chat. Okay. So I'm going to add one. We'll leave one word domains on the other one and we can go back to it. So AskYourPDF or AIPF PDF, we'll add that one. And B12A1 websites is a great one. You can build a quick website with that one. I have tested that one out. Let's do chat with video. Okay. So in the same vein, if you were researching your company business, you found a resume or a video rather about low content books or whatever your topic is, you could actually drop it. Everyone's saying, stop making them. Industry. Not the greatest example, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so I'm just going to copy that link just to put it here. And now with these 3 plugins enacted, my AI PDF, my chat with video, and my AccessLink, I'm going to ask, what insights can you pull from this video? Read low content books. Okay, so this is, again, instead of watching every video and taking copious notes, you can use a GPT plugin to do some of those, I won't call them menial tasks, but some of those administrative tasks, okay? And here we have chat with video, breaking down what the video was all about. Now, I'm going to let it go, right? And you can see the detail. It's giving different cases. All right. I'm going to pull up a PDF and let you see what it can do with the PDF. One moment. All right. So I cannot add a PDF here like I can when I have the code interpreter on. So what I would do is say, can you help me skim a PDF? And let's see if that will trigger the appropriate plugin. Yes, and it's asking for a URL. So let's grab it. Right, so I'm back. I went to the first PDF I could think of, which is a book from 2016 of recruiting statistics and benchmarks from a company called Lever. It was called The Little Gray Book, so that's what made it so memorable. So I just typed that into Google, found it, and now I put it into ChatGPT, and using the plugin AI PDF, it's summarizing it for me, right? So if this were real-time data, a white paper on your industry that you're looking to research, your competitors, anything you come across on the web, you could pretty much have it summarized here, probably annotated, break it out, put it in I like to put things in a raw GitHub Markdown table so that I can extract it from here and then put it in the format that I can use it and refer to it more often. Okay. So that's AccessLink, that's AI PDF, and that's chat with video all in this video. And I'm going to go right back to the journal Market Insights and see if we can get a little bit more productivity out in the last few minutes here. So this is AccessLink. I think the one, and it's funny because when you hover over the plugin, you don't really know what it is unless you recognize the icon. And so I don't even remember what icon this was that we were going to test. I think it was one word domain. So I can say, is the domain low cost books available? So let's see what happens when we ask about a specific domain being available. Great. So as you can see, it did call up one word domains. And that's the nice thing. It's not like you can intentionally just check off the plugin and say, do this for me, but it has to be in the context of your chat with GPT, and then certain code words will pop up. So that's not available. And if you're interested in purchasing a domain, they say consider different top level domains. Okay. So what I may do here to see what the limits are of this one word domains, which I haven't used before, is say what domains similar to that one are available across .com, .io, and .org. Let's just ask. I don't necessarily want a .net, nor do I want the .com if we're honest, but just for the sake of example. All right. So I'm not pausing or anything, so you can see it in real time. It's coming up, and we see low cost bookstore, low cost bookshop. Great. So this could give you ideas, lowcostbooks.io and lowcostbooks.org. Okay, great. And it says I can click on the links to purchase the domain. So that's interesting. I wonder where it's going to take me. Let's just see what domain it defaults to. Okay, it went to GoDaddy. Interesting. Okay. Really interesting. So if you like the GPT experience better than just going to GoDaddy and searching, if you like summarizing videos in GPT as opposed to going to a website like Summarize Tech and doing the same thing, if you just want the convenience of having it all here, then you can, share it with yourself, share it with your business partner, share this link, and the whole context is there. Then using plugins in GPT as a solopreneur founder could be for you. I use it for a lot of different things. So I definitely would endorse it. And I'm continuing to learn more about the plugins as I experiment. So I hope this was useful to you. Please let me know if you have any questions. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Ciao for now.